What's up, everybody? With my channel, I am DJ, aka Token Black Guy. If you're new to my channel for the first time, hit that like button, subscribe button. Trying to get to 300 subscribers, and we're almost there. That's my next big goal. But yeah, so we watched the last episode of Halo, the disaster, what it was, episode 8. But you know what we do after we watch each episode? We run over to Halo Canon and get all the Easter eggs and the stuff we missed in the breakdown. So he's, like I said, he's one of the best in the business. So go over to his channel, give him a like and subscribe. Make sure you follow him. Without further ado, let's jump in to see what we missed in this last episode that I did not like. Here we go. Get the headphones on. There we go. What do you got?
Welcome back once more, Canonites. Episode 8 of the Halo TV series is out, continuing John and Maki's storyline and bringing us closer to the season finale. As usual, I'll be comparing the TV show to core canon, aka the games, books, and other Halo media, and unless specified, these comparisons
there's not much to compare to this canon because this show is not canon at all.
The episode opens in the Spartan barracks, a freshly showered John reflecting on recent events and, like the Sangheili in episode 2, draws a halo. At the same time, we find Maki staring into a large circular mirror.
Now she's naked again, as usual.
John soon shows up, and the two go for a walk. Similar to John experiencing the world as most people do in episode 3, their walk is essentially Maki's reintroduction to humanity. Where John had Cortana to accompany and guide him, John acts, in this case, as
John knows so much now that he's,
After the opening, we find John and Maki strolling through the park in Reach City, a new city that isn't known to exist in core canon for now. Among the cityscape, we can spot a post featuring a Spartan, an AMG Transport Dynamics logo, and a logo for New Branch Construction. A division of Nigran Industries, New Branch was working a construction project in New Mombasa Sector 21 when the Covenant invaded Earth in core canon. This location and its battle-torn remains are the basis for the Halo Reach map Breaknet,
I'm on that level.
a remake of Halo 2's Headlong. I was additionally able to make out signs for Franx, aka Franx Formed Fish, a company that notably appears on Halo 3's map Longshore, and Yaka, a fruit distributor we've seen a few times in the episodes at this point. Similar to John's outing in episode 3, John and Maki here stroll through a park. Dr. Halsey, Dr. Saley, and Cortana continue to monitor the pair as they spend time together. Cortana notes that John's vitals have stabilized, largely returning to normal. When Dr. Saley makes note of Cortana's concern for John's health, she replies,
"Chief's health is important to me. There's 2 of us inside his head now, remember?"
A reference to,
"Keep your head down, there's 2 of us in here now, remember?"
To John and Maki, strolling through the park.
Probably like one of the few good things about this show.
Childhood book. She quotes the passage aloud and explains a little about its significance to her. As they walk, the pair pass a Gauss lemonade stand. Likely named after the German mathematician and physicist Carl Friedrich Gauss, for whom the Gauss Canon was also named, Gauss as a beverage first appeared in Halo 5 and again in Halo Infinite. Later on, we additionally see a Blast Energy drink kiosk, a drink from Halo 2, and a Moa Burger kiosk, which were sold at World Cuisine in Halo Reach. While Parangoski and Captain monitor the pair from headquarters, using the same style of drone we saw to keep an eye on Halsey, Maki tells John about the legend of the Halos.
Where the stars sparkle.
I hate her eyes. She's always like, like, blink, girl, blink. Hey, damn it, blink.
And those who aren't worthy?
Cleansed.
So, fairly in line with core canon.
Halo, its divine wind will rush through the stars, propelling all who are worthy along the path to salvation.
And, like the Covenant, Maki believes that humans are unworthy of the Great Journey. John, however, believes that humanity is capable of good, drawing from his recovered memories. John is suddenly called away before the conversation can continue. As he walks away, Maki is startled by a dog, causing her to ignite her hidden energy blade for a moment. In another minor parallel to episode 3, both John and Maki's journeys at the park are bookended by interactions with dogs. Though where John was more curious and the dog undisturbed by his presence, Maki is barked at, causing her to panic for a moment.
That's the part I've never seen a dog.
We cut over to the command center at White Tower, where everyone is watching the results of a Covenant attack on the colony of Criterion. Cities are burned, the ground is turned to glass. It's an appropriately haunting depiction of glassing.
Yep.
In core canon, Criterion was a planet that came under Covenant attack shortly before the fall of Reach, though it wasn't glassed for some unknown reason.
Chester.
This is probably just an Easter egg, but it does almost feel like a hidden teaser. During the Battle of Criterion, future Spartan 4 Gabriel Thorne managed to save his entire platoon. The Marine Sergeant speaking then mentions the city of Telmoon and Agade. Though new to Halo, these cities are named after ancient cities. Telmoon is a Semitic reconstruction of the name for one of these cities, otherwise known as Dilmoon. Agade is better known to folks as Akkad, capital of the ancient Akkadian Empire. Captain Keyes then has the feed
I would
cut,
never
and
known that.
Parangoski orders him to contact Admiral Whitcomb to deploy 7th Fleet. Vice Admiral Danforth Whitcomb was a prominent character in Halo First Strike, which is a fantastic read if you're looking for
Good.
some more Halo media.
Good read.
As for 7th Fleet,
got it right
it most
here.
notably appeared here in Halo 3. Back to the show, Keyes
First
tells
Strike's real good.
Parangoski that they can't deploy additional fleets as it would risk violating the Cole Protocol. Specifically, it could risk leading the Covenant to other colonies or
And
even
back to Earth.
Earth. Parangoski insists that they can't simply wait for the Covenant to find them, and John steps forward, agreeing. He proposes allowing Maquis to use the Madrigal artifact to track the other
My
one.
problem is how
It's
does
a hard sell, but
doesn't
ultimately
have that much
approved,
command,
so long as
like-
Miranda supervises. Cutting over to the hangar bay, we find the UNSC testing the Phantom the Spartans captured in Episode 1, while Riz 028 runs a decryption on the data recovered from it. Vanek 134
Vanek,
asks
that's his
whether
name.
Kai
I always forget his
125
name.
is ready for combat or not, at which point we cut to Kai lifting a heavy
That was
piece
a funny
of UNSC
scene.
machinery to the cheers of surrounding personnel.
I do like Kaido.
And in case that wasn't impressive enough, she then lifts a fully loaded Warthog. It's great to finally see some feats of Spartan strength outside of their armor.
You guys got anything heavy?
Interestingly, when it comes time to pay up for bets, they use paper money, something I'm not sure we've actually
Yeah.
seen in Halo before.
Mostly like
Although,
credits.
this might not be currency as we typically understand it, can't say at this point. We briefly cut to Miranda's new lab, the doctor's seemingly fully moved in now, replacing the Mjolnir armor Halsey once had on display with her jarred Legolo worms.
Did not even know that.
Meanwhile,
What was that?
John goes to meet with Maquis, dismissing the MPs before entering. He informs her that the UNSC will let her use the artifact, and then gives her a book titled Tender Nights of all
Oh
things.
God.
And then they fuck. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Maquis and Master Chief ride the skin bus to Tuna Town. I'll be blunt, I do not care for the scene, and
it's
mostly I
the
just
worst
find it
scene.
uncomfortable to watch.
It's the worst scene in the whole
I
series.
understand what the show was going for, showing
No,
John
no.
being overcome by emotions and the attachment to someone like
Finally,
him. I
no
hope
one
this
likes this.
romance
No one
develops.
likes this part of the
And
show.
to make things even more awkward,
got
Cortana
Cortana
essentially
watching.
monitors, or is arguably forced to monitor the entire encounter, what with being hooked directly into John's brain at all
Exactly.
times. The scene closes with Maquis hovering her finger over the chief's head, like she's contemplating whether to activate her finger blade and kill the demon on the spot. Then, in another moment mirroring John, she decides to remove the fingernail-concealed energy blade, similar to John removing his pellet in Episode 3. For John, removing the pellet was a step towards discovering his past and experiencing humanity for the first time.
Yeah.
Maquis' experience, on the other hand, is harder for me to pinpoint. Is she removing a potential security risk after using it in front of people twice, or is she perhaps resolving to try and save the chief?
And
when
this
she believes
this
she
you
is
know, this
good?
well-tuned
Who knows?
warrior didn't hear her,
Later,
none of her
Jacob
screaming and
Keyes
everything.
meets
He was
with Halsey,
sleeping.
informing her that she's
I
been
hated
ordered
that
to
scene.
leave Reach by midday.
High noon.
There's actually a Halo map called High Noon, which recently was revealed to be set on Reach. The map is set near a Forerunner portal similar to the one seen on Earth, the details revealed in Halo Shadows of Reach. Keyes and Halsey get into a spat over the matter, leading to another moment from the trailers.
What else are you willing to sacrifice?
Everything. I am willing to sacrifice absolutely everything.
Keyes then informs Halsey that she'll be able to keep her ship thanks to him pulling some strings, and that it's
Still think
ready
he should have
for
been Sergeant
departure.
Johnson.
After the visit, the show follows up on the thread left dangling from Episode 6, the contact lens Halsey wore while Miranda visited. Turns out, as I'm sure many suspected,
They
it's
recorded.
designed to mimic Miranda's retinal scan, granting Halsey access to the systems of White Tower once more. I find it kind of interesting that Saley gives the contact to Halsey almost like he's proposing to her, though
He's a
I
creep.
might be reading too much into that.
He's a creep.
Halsey reaches out to Maquis, talking via the holo projectors in the room and telling Maquis that the artifact shouldn't be delivered to the UNSC. She goes on to say that neither side should have the weapon and that it should be under Maquis and John's control, with Halsey's help, of course. When asked to what end, Halsey talks about how it will unleash the full potential of humanity, which Maquis
I don't like.
interprets as making
I hate her facial
humanity like gods.
expressions.
She promptly ends the call, seemingly horrified at Halsey's goals. With Plan A a bust, Halsey goes to Plan B, contacting the Spartans. Reaching out via an emergency Spartan back channel, Riz, Vanek, and Kai are all geared up as Halsey gives them instructions. Proving again just how dangerous she is, she orders a Z protocol, something new for the TV series I believe, which basically gives her complete authority over the Spartans. Kai asks why the chief isn't with them, and Halsey claims that he's been compromised by repeat exposure to the artifacts. Kai continues to question, forcing Halsey to have Riz and Vanek incapacitated.
That's why you keep your helmet on.
Continues her preparations. Cortana asks what will happen to John after they escape. Halsey answers that, given Maquis' ability, John will no longer be needed, allowing Cortana to take complete control of him as originally planned. This elects a notable pause from Cortana, though she downplays any emotional response. Halsey goes on to say that Cortana and Chief combined will be the best of humanity, foreshadowing the victories the two will bring to humanity in the near future. Although how the two end up working together will play out different than Halsey seems to imagine. Meanwhile, as Miranda prepares to oversee the artifact test with Maquis, her translation of the intercepted message from the UNSC Gladius a few episodes ago finally starts to clear up, eventually revealing Maquis' voice. Miranda tries to contact her father, but discovers that comms are down site-wide, the result of Dr. Halsey's work. With no other choice, Miranda runs to find her father and inform him of her discovery. At the same time, with comms jammed other than with the Spartans, Halsey prepares to kidnap John and Maquis. Just as the two are about to round a corner, Cortana decides to choose
Put your
loyalty.
damn suit on,
I'm asking
gosh.
who you work for, me or Halsey?
I'm not designed to make that choice.
Informing the chief of Halsey's plans and then cutting Halsey's access off. Dr. Saley has a pretty Dr. Saley reaction. I really want to know what the hell this guy's deal is. Anyway, John has Maquis make a run for it while he confronts his fellow Spartans.
And they beat his
and Riz
ass.
attack almost as soon as John shows himself, and from there it's an all-out brawl between the Spartans.
I still don't
Riz
think he
and
can hold
Vanek
his own.
actually have an advantage in their full armor,
Yeah.
though John puts up as much of a fight as he can. The fight is full of spectacular moments, such as Riz punching a DMR into oblivion, John beating on his fellow Spartans with dumbbells, and some great teamwork from Cortana, among other moments. Meanwhile, Kai wakes up on her back and chained to a metal
I don't know
reinforced
how she
cement
got it.
pillar.
Break
Breaking
it?
free,
Oh, yeah.
she rushes to find John, simultaneously shouting orders to make sure no ships leave the tarmac. Outside, Marines promptly storm the tarmac, setting up what looks like AEI 486H machine guns, the model from Halo 3. At the same time, one of the MPs finds Maquis and brings her to the artifact room. Miranda arrives soon after, delivering the news of her discovery. The truth revealed, Maquis tries to explain herself, but is knocked down and shocked by the MP, in the same spot as her scars, no less.
I mean,
If Maquis had any legitimate thoughts of working with the UNSC,
All
they
over
are
now.
gone now. Back at the Spartan fight, Kai arrives just in time to provide support for John, adding her own badassery to the brawl for a few scenes. However, Riz and Vanek eventually have John and Kai at gunpoint. We get to see inside Riz's helmet as she struggles over whether to pull the trigger, during which we can see that her HUD has only Vanek 134 listed, and her radar has 2 orange dots, marking John and Kai
I didn't even
as
notice
enemy
that.
combatants.
I
I always
realized that.
appreciate continuity like that.
That's pretty cool.
Back in the artifact chamber, Maquis manages to make contact with the artifact, unleashing another wave of energy through the base, though this one carrying force with it and doing some real damage. Strangely, the MP who keeps his grip on Maquis as she touches the artifact looks like he's burning, like the energy of the artifact is destroying him. It lightly reminds me of the composition process from Halo 4. John then finds himself on Halo once more, during which Maquis says goodbye and disappears. The episode then closes on an unconscious John. And that concludes the latest episode of the Halo series.
Bad episode.
This episode had some great moments, notably the fighting in the
The
glass
fight, the
planet,
fight in glass, yeah.
But the John-Maquis relationship is, I think, misguided.
Garbage, yeah.
As I said before, I sincerely hope it's a one-off. Additionally, after the trailer that was released for this episode last week, I was rather disappointed that we didn't get to see this clip or anything related to it.
Oh, yeah.
Going forward, I would appreciate if episode trailers didn't use footage from other episodes.
Like then,
At
yeah.
least not future episodes.
Yeah, it kind of
With only
spoils
one
it.
episode left in the season, though, it's anyone's guess how things will end.
Exactly.
Even
It's
with
up
all
in the air.
teasers,
I
I'm
don't even know.
not 100% certain right now if Reach will be glass this season, and it'll be interesting to see where this season leaves
We're going to
us.
end up on Halo. That's how
I
we're
do
going to
hope
end
the
this in the
finale is on the
series.
longer side, though, like the premiere was. A few of the episodes this season have been on the shorter side, so I hope we get a big finale. As
Hope
always,
so.
though, these are just my thoughts.
It's gotta
Let
have
me
a
know
big
yours
battle.
in the comments below. This has been Halo Canon, and I'll see y'all next time.
Yep. Again, apparently everybody's agreeing about the whole, as he call it, they fucked. The sex scene, like no one liked it. Like, you know, hardcore, casual, Halo fans are just like, why? It was unnecessary, it was stupid. Like he said, I hope next week they do something big to redeem themselves, and I hope next season they actually listen to us fans and get back more in the path of Halo. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this. Let me know what you thought about the sex scene down in the comments. And next time, guys, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.